Picture this. It's your first week at a new job at a chemical plant. Maybe you're a new engineer, or maybe you're a new operator. But you walk in, there's chaos in the control room, plants running, everyone's walking this way and that. They're throwing out acronyms, talking about reactors and compressors and exchangers, and things are going over your head. You're a little bit overwhelmed. This was me 12 months ago. And when I was confused or I was looking for an answer, I had two options. I could either take all these documents and search through them and spend time digging through all of that to try and find a single piece of information, or I could go find an operator or an engineer who's probably got their own work and bother them and see if, just so I could find what is the set point of a reactor or what does that acronym mean. Now today I'm going to show you how you can skip all of that with an AI FAQ agent, which you can make in a variety of tools, such as Relevance AI, which is what I'm going to show you today, Copilot Studio, or even just ChatGPT agents. I'm going to say why you need to do this, and also show you the steps to create your own agent based off of the information you have at your plant. So what is an AI agent? An AI agent is an LLM plus a knowledge base and perhaps some actions. So if you think of an LLM, or like ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Microsoft Copilot, that's your brain, right? But a brain can't do anything if it doesn't have any knowledge. And that's where an agent comes in. You take that brain that is the large language model and you give it a knowledge base of which it can search over and provide answers. So the simple way that our FAQ agent is going to work is you're going to pair a large language model such as ChatGPT, Microsoft Copilot, etc., and it's going to observe or look through your documents that you provided and give you answers as you ask it questions. So to begin, the first thing we want to do is make sure that we have all our operating procedures, equipment data sets, training slide decks, whatever your team already uses for training and learning or operation, get all the information that it needs. Now, it can live on a SharePoint or a hard drive. These are things that you can connect to your account or your Relevance AI account or to your Copilot and use those as data sources. And those are probably preferable because then as you update those on your drive, it'll automatically for your agent. And I would recommend at this point you pause the video and find some documents that you can use for this demo. Otherwise, I have bundled some documents in a Google Docs folder right here. So here's the drive here, and I have a couple of things like a training document, an operating procedure for a reactor, a startup procedure for an extruder, and some exchanger PSV set points, as well as it also includes some data on when they were last checked for compliance, for example. And you can have multiple documents and so on. So the tool that we're using is called Relevance AI, and I'll leave a link down in the description below, but Relevance AI is a platform that you can make AI agents and AI tools. So if you're here, just go to sign up. You can log in with your Google account or your Gmail account, go through those steps, and it should take you to a page like this. This is app.relevanceai.com. And what you want to do is go down to this Agents tab. In the Agents tab, what we're going to do here is we're going to press New Agent. You can describe it, which is very nice, and it will use AI to build an AI agent, kind of meta, right? Or we can choose a starting point. So because we're going to make this a purely knowledge agent, it's not going to be able to do any action or anything like that. We're just asking it to search a knowledge base. We'll start with give agent knowledge. So we can upload files and then immediately start chatting with our agent. So it'll bring you to this page and it'll say knowledge. So of course you can upload documents. You have them hard code right here. You can also have a SQL connection. I'm going to use my drive right here, Google Drive. So you can connect your account by adding an account. I have mine already connected. And I'll select the files that I want to use. So it's just these 4 files. There, and then create. Now for each, you have 2 options. So one is what's called add all to prompt. This is good for smaller data sets. Essentially what we're going to do is we have this variable, and whenever you use that variable, it will take everything inside your data set and put it into your prompt. I recommend you do not do this. So for all these documents, you want to use allow agent to search. The agent's going to look into it and it's just going to search whatever is in there. So allow agent to search, allow agent to search, allow agent to search, allow agent to search. Do it for all of these. So we have a search tool and it's all processed. So these are all currently connected to the agent, which is very nice. So now we'll go over to our prompt section and make guidelines. So we'll give this guy a title, call him FAQ agent. For description, answers questions about plant equipment statuses used to train new hires, for example. Then what we want to do is put in our prompt. Here's our prompt, put it in. It's nice. If you don't know, the best way to do a prompt for agents, or just if you want a very detailed answer from an AI or a large language model, you put role, task, context, an example is always good, and then some notes. All right, so then the final thing that we'll want to do is click on advanced. We'll want to go to language model and just confirm that the temperature, which is the precision of the agent or how creative the agent is set fairly low. So we have it at 0. You can even go as high as 0.2, but I wouldn't go any higher than 0.2. 0 is, it would basically be very deterministic. Essentially, every time you ask a question, it will give you the answer the exact same way. If this were a creative writing agent, for example, you probably want the temperature to be a lot higher. So we'll keep it there. Now that we have it there, good thing to do always is save your work so you don't lose it. And we'll go over to run so we can test this out. So I might ask, what is the normal operating temperature for reactor 3? Do that. Should look through the documents and output the answer. And it says reactor 3 should operate at a normal temperature range of 180 to 190 degrees Celsius, plus an exact citation of what document it's getting it from. So it's telling you, okay, this is the SOP that you should look at if you want more detail, as well as the section that it's in too. So that's perfect. Let's ask a curveball here. Yes, pizza topping. The agent looks at it, he's looking, and he says, oh, I'm not certain. It's not in the current documents. Please consult process engineering, which is perfect. We built that in our prompt to say, hey, if you don't know the answer or you can't find the answer, escalate to a process engineer, which is good, which is what you want to do. Let's ask a different question. The documents we have. General steps to start up the extruder, and it gives you the steps. Okay, these are the general steps. Energize barrel heaters. Once they reach a temperature, start main screws, introduce nitrogen purge, gauge pellet feed, and stabilize melt pressure. Now, of course, you build this, don't just keep it to yourself. Of course, you want to share it with people. So we're going to click on the share button right here, in the top right, and you'll have different options, right? Chat UI is probably the nicest one. It basically will give you a entire web page that the person can use. If you have a website that you want to deploy this on, like a training website, you might have that. You can click on chat widget, and that's something you can embed. But let's say we use chat UI. I'll make it publicly available so anyone can use it. I'll change the color to something a little bit more safety related. I don't know, green. Green safety, right? Green for good. We can add some optional starting prompts. So we can say, what is the temperature of Reactor 3. Or describe Extruder startup. These are some good starting prompts for the AI to use. Type your message is fine. Allow file uploads, show tool steps. You can keep these all checked out. So now you have a shareable link. So you can copy it. I'll copy here. And I'll put this in a new tab. And we can try it out. And ta-da, we have it open. This is our FAQ agent. I can press, what's the temperature of reactor 3? So I'll ask the question and spit out an answer. You can also just type out stuff. Works out pretty nicely there. Like I said, if you have a SharePoint homepage or internal wiki, you have access to the code for that. If you're a training coordinator or a developer, chat widget for that publicly available. Take this bubble script and you can post it in there, and boom, you have a little button in the bottom right of your corner, just like a lot of websites, and opens up, and you can ask questions and have a conversation a bit about your training material, which is great. A couple things I would recommend. You want to keep this up to date, right? The worst thing you can do is like make this once and then leave it alone, and the documents get out of date, and then the information is no longer relevant. So don't do that. Schedule maybe like a 15-minute doc sync like every month, so you can re-upload new documents and find new revisions that might have been there. If it's connected to your Google Drive or your SharePoint, that makes it much more easier. You don't have to do that. It's already connected to those files. Another thing that's good is adding a feedback button. If someone finds a wrong answer, then what you want to do is make sure that you update the source document, right? Not just the agent prompt. If you're editing the agent prompt too much, it can make your answers all over the place. So make sure the source document is very clear about what the answer is. If you might have to reformat it a little bit or make it a little bit cleaner. Promise you, if you do this, after 3 months, you'll have 80% fewer, hey, quick question. You'll be able to answer all of these like quick, small questions with an AI FAQ agent. To recap our steps, we first searched and found documents that we could use for our knowledge base. Then we created our agent, giving it a prompt and uploading those documents that we had in question. And then we tested it to make sure that everything works and we are good to release it to the rest of our teammates. If you found this useful, I'd appreciate a like. I'm Manu, and thanks for watching. Stay safe out there.